Good evening, everybody. Today is the evening of Wednesday, the 9th of March. It's day 7, I think, of Phil's journey. The last couple of days have been quite eventful. Yesterday, I was able to meet up with several people. I met with a local councillor, a politician called Deborah Gervins, and David Lennon, who is a musician. And together we met up at the Ards and North Down Museum, where I had my photograph taken and an opportunity to sit down and have a really good interview and discussion with David about his involvement with the Friends of Columbanus, a organisation that stretches across Europe, which is promoting the history and understanding of the work of Columbanus, both here in Ireland and across Europe. Deborah Gervins has very kindly offered to give me a list of contacts of people in the Friends of Columbanus across Europe, so that when I get to the point of planning the European leg of my journey, I will have lots of people I can make contact with and join with on the journey, which will obviously help immensely, which is absolutely brilliant, and I am very grateful to both of them for all their help. In fact, I spent quite a bit of time with David beyond that interview. In fact, I went round to his house and we had an evening meal together, and he is quite a keen folkie and has written quite a lot of folk songs himself and performed all over the world with folk groups and in all sorts of situations. And we had a bit of a jam session together, which was great fun yesterday evening. Now today, it's been very different. First thing, I was able to go to the Catholic Church at 9 o'clock, where before the service I was able to interview a nun who is a member of the Order of the Sisterhood of Saint Columban, which is what they call Columbanus, and she was a missionary in China, but that discussion will become part of the video conversations that I'm having. And then I went to Mass at the Catholic Church, and as soon as that finished, I dashed down the road. That finished at about 10 o'clock, and at 10:15 I arrived at the Bangor Abbey, where again I joined the Anglican congregation for their communion service at 10:30, and after which I was able to talk to the Anglican vicar there, Reggie, and we had a great conversation afterwards, and he showed me around Bangor Abbey and gave me a little bit of the history of the more recent history of Bangor Abbey. Of course, there's pretty much nothing left of the original Celtic Abbey, but it has been rebuilt a number of times over the years, and he was able to give me a little bit of a history of that. And I've spent the afternoon then writing a sermon, which I'm going to need on Sunday when I preach at St Columbanus Church 3 times for their 8 o'clock, their 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock services, or I think it might be 8:30. I'll check in my diary. So quite an eventful day, and or eventful couple of days. Tomorrow I'm going to Downpatrick, the place where Patrick is buried, and I'm meeting up with some friends there, and hopefully we're going to visit a couple of other sites that are nearby as well, just to give a kind of a rounded picture of the situation. Now, part of my time spent with David Lennon yesterday is we went for a little bit of a walk, and he took me down to the bay where Columbanus set sail, and now has just got a photograph of that which I'm going to show you. And on the way home, as we were talking about that sort of thing, it was tipping it with rain, and the sun came out and a rainbow appeared, and I've got a little picture of that as well. So the last few moments of this video will be a picture of the bay that Columbanus set sail from, and a lovely rainbow that I was able to take across the bay as we were heading home.